Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Sayuna Mar with Messages of Nature. I want to continue today. Happy, beautiful holidays, everybody. Holy, sacred days. To the return of the goddess energy and to the return of the sacred masculine energy, the gods and the goddesses. All right? So I hope everybody is having a beautiful time and connect with the nature. As at this moment, the nature can give you so much strength and information and help you to rejuvenate your bodily systems and help you to anchor down these magnificent new energies and frequencies that have been pouring in and floating in into our planet, onto Earth, from this beautiful Jupiter, Saturnus and all the planets and moon alignments. There's a new game at the moment. So let me continue about the distortion. Everything has been distorted. And now we are on our way to return everything to its sacred, magnificent qualities and presence. So, what has been distorted? Well, you know about all the things, about the plastic in the oceans, about the toxins in your food, and all the strange medication people take, and so much more. Right now, I want to talk about the distortion of buildings and the masculine energy. So, the masculines, originally, they are magnificent gods. They are the builders. Their quality has never been metal. Their quality has been stone, especially the gemstones and the more sacred metals. But like gold, well, I don't know if that's true, but I do know that it's true that they have been having the quality of stone on the earth to build with. And because they are masters over the air element, of course they could levitate these very intense heavy stones. They could influence the gravity easily and move the stones without all this effort of using any other tool at all than just the power of their mind and their magnificent ability to have these beautiful visions of how the buildings would align with the cosmic energies and with the earth, and to have such a high vibration or healing power as much as possible to benefit all life. That's how they created originally the buildings. But of course, like going to Stonehenge, I have been to Stonehenge and I have done a private ceremony in Stonehenge. It is very much guarded and it's also distorted a lot. It's been a touristic place. There's even been graffiti on the stones, and you could have sometimes the possibility in the evening after closing time or very early in the morning with a little group of people to go inside the circle of stones, because normally in daytime you can only go outside and watch from afar. But still, when you are allowed in with a selected group, and of course you pay money for that, when you're allowed in, there are guards everywhere watching you do not touch the stones. Of course, we as humans are not capable of pushing over those stones and have them falling on top of us. But even though, how ridiculous it sounds, that's the reason that we cannot touch him, they say. But of course it isn't. And of course I was a bit playful. I wanted to do my ceremony. And I was there with a friend and a loved one, who both were there because they also could hold the vibrations that were needed at the moment. So when I was there, I was touching the stones. First I done my ceremony. I won't go into it what exactly I've been doing there, maybe another time. But then I had to play a bit dance around, and then I touched several stones. And with each huge pillar stone, I could feel directly one specific chakra being attuned, being healed, being harmonized again, being opened, being attuned, I will call it. And for me, I got to understand that Stonehenge was more like a tuning fork, and it would tune and harmonize your chakras, your energy systems, which then would connect you with a quality outside your bodily systems that correspond with that specific chakra. It is amazing, interesting energy. Of course, they not only have distorted our buildings. I mean, we live in concrete buildings. Well, if you want to go into nature and really connect with the beautiful vibrations of Mother Earth, you always need to ground your feet in the earth. Maybe you want to have some kind of covering over your feet, but you always need to know rubber soles are blocking the connection between you and the earth, and as well as concrete. And so, to connect and feel the strength, the information, and be fed, nourished by Mother Earth qualities, you need to be directly on the ground, without the distortion, the blocking of rubber and concrete. So yeah, of course you can understand, you're walking all day on rubber soles, then you go into your cars with rubber, on your bicycles with rubber, everything rubber, and then you sit in your concrete buildings, you sleep and live there. So many things are distorted, like the beautiful peace symbol we have. Originally it's a human being standing firmly with his legs, with his feet into the earth, his arms spread wide open, and his head up high into the cosmos in the air. It's connected with all the elements, it's connected with the world around the earth and the cosmos. And then they turned it, of course, upside down. So what you get, a human being with a head into the earth, not hearing, not listening, not seeing, and yeah, as a baby being vulnerable for everything around him. The same thing they did with the beautiful peace symbol of India. They used it for the Second World War. So they always use the beautiful sacred things and then turn them around to distort them. The same with the number 9. You know, the number 9s is this beautiful symbol of fulfillment, of completeness. And then you turn it around, you get 666, which is another path. 6 is not bad by itself, but 6 shows like you have horns, you see. If you see the 6, it looks like a head, a round circle with a horn on top. It is not meant to be used in a negative way, because the 6 also is a divine number. But they have distorted it, the same with number 13. And excuse me if I don't explain it too well, but then you can Google or look it up in books or anyway, or channel the information. But the number 13 as well is a very sacred number, and then it's the number of bad luck. Well, it's actually a feminine number. And yeah, you know, in the history, the most feminine has been distorted in all the sacred books, and then when they had the quality of healing, they've been burned, and a lot has been going on with the feminine. But let's not forget, a lot has been going on with the masculine as well. At this moment, and the last decades especially, we are very much working on returning the quality of the divine feminine within each one of us, the sacred feminine qualities, and to the earth, to be restored, this beautiful, nurturing, comforting and unconditional love qualities, as well as very peaceful, but the feminine aspect also of course gives birth to the conscious energies, to all of that that wants to be created, and the information into the physical. So for me, and it could be different for everybody, it's the masculine, the beautiful God energy that thinks the ideas, that is building the ideas, that create the bodies, the magnificent way that the divine masculine originally can build. The divine feminine and the divine masculine create together. It's the divine masculine energy, which is in each one of us, that can come up with this magnificent structure, to structure the atoms, to structure these divine atoms, the particles, into a unity such as a human body. And that's magnificent. How can you think about that? How a god you need to be for that, you see? They create together, because then the feminine, she gives birth to the idea into the forms, into the physicals. And the physical doesn't need to be the physical on our planet. It can be the physical on many planets and in many star systems, including the stars and the planets themselves. And they also do it always in harmony. The man, the masculine, carries the light, and the feminine carries the love. But they can't be lied. A lot of this higher knowledge without love. If there's so much knowledge without the love, without the feminine quality, it will be used against, it will be harmful. It will be completely out of balance, and that's what happened on our planet, as you can see. So first we are restoring the goddess energy back into all of us, the feminine quality energies and all of her rays, in all of her spectrum. And then the masculine energy needs to be restored and return. It will return in each one of us and on a planet, upon a planet, which brings me to tears as well. It's a very sacred happening as well. And those are coming into union, and that is what happened with Saturn and Jupiter. For me, Saturn was the male, the masculine vibration, and Jupiter the feminine vibration. And also, this is one part of it, the Saturn, for me, has been the energy of limitation, of time and space, but limited time and limited space. While for me, Jupiter is timelessness and unlimited possibilities. And it is, for me, Saturn is more like constricted, and Jupiter is more expansion. And I feel the way they had the conjunction, this magical happening, that didn't happen about exactly this entire alignment with all the planets, like all of them were witnessing and agrees, and this game is going not only for the Earth, the new game, but for all of the galaxy. And the planets who has played the game of probably the same as on Earth. But anyways, so this new quality, this new game is expansion, while Saturnus was constriction. And about the time, limited time and limited space, confinement. We're now free. We're walking out of that. It has already happened. So it's the game for Jupiter. Of course, in the physical is always the last place to be witnessing these things, to see these things fall in place, to change. because the material, the physical, is the most dense. But it already happened within all of our souls, in our spiritual bodies, in our causal bodies, and then in the astral and etheric bodies. It is now happening, and it slowly will move down into the physical. So all of us are being and are helping to restore